have to be, it doesn't have to be what hurts. It might be what you need to just strengthen, or if there's a pose you're interested in working on. Lower, what's that? Freedom posture. That's the posture of renewal. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Shavasana. Oh, I'll tell you what, my mom, I finally got her years ago to go to yoga, and she told me, I probably have shared this, but she said that she's not one to relax ever. She said that the teacher did this stupid thing at the end of class, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what did the teacher do? And she said she made us just lay there and do nothing. I'm like, Mom, they make shirts about that. I'm only here for Shavasana. And it is a good pose because it's a pose that teaches us it's okay to be still. It's okay to rest when we're not sleeping. It's a great one to train your brain to focus on the present. And when we don't focus on the present, boy, I think it's empty, Nancy. Oh, you got some. Yay. When you don't focus on the present, you miss a lot. You miss a lot of experiences. Yeah, I think it's empty. I'm gonna use this thing. Like the moonrise. We had some good moonrises. And last night I was saying we didn't race because there was no wind. And so the Flying Scots, we made lemonade out of lemons, and we went kayaking and paddleboarding instead. And then we came back and watched the moonrise. And after, Ed got some really good pictures, and he sent this reflection to all of us in the group, and it says, today I learned about a term called a glimmer, which is opposite of a trigger. Glimmers are those moments in your day that make you feel joy, happiness, peace, or gratitude. Once you train your brain to be on the lookout for glimmers, these tiny moments will appear more and more.
I like that.
And by training ourselves to be present, hopefully we don't miss these glimmers in our day. And one of my favorite sayings is it's not happy people that are grateful, it's grateful people that are happy. So when you find those moments of gratitude during your day, it might just be here in this awesome space. It... Oh, there you go. Was that yesterday? Yeah. You floated till the end. But yeah, it was a glimmer. We saw that. Yeah. Seeing your boat on the water is so majestic. That's a glimmer. Take a deep inhale and just let it all go out the mouth. And you'll do that again. Big breath in. Fully exhale out the mouth. You'll breathe in and empty out. And then once you feel yourself settling in, the whole central nervous system starts to dial down a bit. Start to bring that breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Feel it. That three-part breath. It starts with the belly, goes all the way on up through the chest, and the exhale is the reverse. Maybe keep that cadence going. You could even pause between the inhale and the exhale. Go into a hip opener. Let's go into cobbler's pose. Soles of feet together, knees wide. And after a few breaths, you might pull the heels in a little closer. If you need a second block to bring the floor up, I can get you a second block. You need that. And you can leave the arms where they are, or you could cactus the arms. And you might even need to put your block or blocks under your hands if this is too much for the arms. This is a nice place when you open up the chest in this cactus pose. A nice place to take a couple really deep breaths. Let's go opposite. Plant the feet on the edges of the mat and let the knees come in on each other. So you're in that constructive rest. Half Shavasana, you can always slide your block between your knees. But you don't want to come off the mat because you don't want your feet to slide. Separate the knees. Drop knees towards the right. Come back through center, inhaling. We'll do the same thing towards the left. Do this a few times back and forth. Little windshield wipers. And then once the knees come over onto the right again, pause here. You could turn the head to the left. Maybe put the block under the right knee if you want to bring the floor up a bit. Switch sides. Come through center as you inhale. Exhaling, knees go left. You can turn head right. Come back through center. Walk the feet in. Plant the feet so your hips distance. Arms are going to come beside you, palms down. And then lift the hips to come into bridge pose. There's another opportunity where you can use the block. You can put the block between the knees if that helps you to be mindful to use the entire body as you're lifting. Lower down. And then again, lift up, come into bridge pose. Remember, keep a steady breath. Don't hold the breath as you hold the pose. Lower down. And we're going to do that one more time. Lift up, come into bridge pose. And if you want, you could interlace fingers under the low back. You could pull hands towards the feet. Lower down. And then once you lower down, take the hands behind the head. And just right at the lower part of the head, give yourself a moment to push the head into the hands. Make sure the elbows are nice and broad. Your back is flat. There's no arch in that back. As you exhale, lift the head and shoulders. Inhale, lower. Keep moving with this. Exhale, rise. Inhale, lower down. Take maybe 5, 6 more. Connecting your breath with the movement. Once you're done, you'll lower down, release the hands. I think everybody has a strap. If you don't have a strap, let me know. I'll get it, darling. You don't have to get up. Grab the strap, put the strap around the ball of the right foot. Oh, you're welcome. And just try to get it on the ball of the foot so you can get the ankle right in line with the hip. Once you're holding the strap with the right hand, bring the right elbow, the shoulder down onto the mat. Yeah. Push the foot straight up towards the ceiling. And you could stay with that left foot planted, or you could slide the left leg straight, but only hold the strap with the right hand. We don't want to put too much pressure on the leg. Then draw it back behind you, back towards the harbor a bit. Idea is just to stretch out the hamstring so we can move easier, plus stand up taller. And then slowly let the leg go out to the right, but put your left hand on your left hip. Just so you stay on the mat. Or you can put it on the left thigh. As you inhale, come through center, you're going to take strap in left hand and pull it right across the body to the left. Right arm out to the side with the palm up. You can look towards the right fingers. Come back through center, put both feet in the strap, hold it with both hands, and you'll take the legs out into a V shape. And you might move a little side to side, put some pressure on the back. You just pull the legs in slightly wider than the hips. Bring the knees in towards the underarms for a version of happy baby. Pull the knees in tight. We're going to use the strap again in a moment, but just pull the knees in tight, wrap the arms around the shins. Bring the chin towards the chest. Lower the head down. Once the head's down, plant the right foot, pull the left leg in. So we're going to put the strap on the left leg, right on the ball of the foot. Take that left leg straight up. We'll do the whole sequence on the opposite side. Pushing the foot straight up, and you can have that right foot planted. You can have the leg straight, left elbow, shoulder on the mat. And then start to draw the leg back behind you a bit so you can get the hamstring stretched out. And then open to the left, but keep yourself fully on the mat, just moving from the hip to the foot. You'll come through center, switching hands, take it across to the right, turn head left. And again, you have that option. You could take the left arm straight out to a T, palm is up. Amanda tickling your toes. It's come back through center, bring the knees in again. And take yourself into happy baby with or without the strap. And then push the feet straight up towards the ceiling again. This time without the strap. And bring the hands behind the head again. Interlace the fingers, elbows wide. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders. To inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower back down. And you'll keep this going. Connecting the breath and the movement. Once you lower the head back down, pull the knees in again, and try and get the knees, ankles right in line with each other. Arms wide, palms up. Both knees right. We'll turn the head left for a tight spinal twist. And again, if you feel like this is a strain or the knee can't come all the way to the floor, you just bring the floor to you with a block. Comes through center, and of course, we'll go left. Turn head right. Come back through center. Once you're there, stretch out long on the mat, pointing the toes away from you. If you can't reach arms overhead, another option is to interlace the fingers and press the palms away. And that might be too much for the shoulders. If it is, just palms are facing each other. You reach up. Imagine you're getting a little longer, getting taller. Stay with this length and move the hands and the feet to the right so you're in that backward C shape. Come right back through center. Take a breath, get tall, and move towards the left side. Come back through center. Pull the right knee in. And you'll have the fingers around the shin thigh, right against the stomach. Lift the head. If it's available, lift the left foot. So you're bringing the nose towards the knee. That left foot's just hovering above the floor. And of course, you're breathing because this is not easy. It's one of the best back strengtheners, spinal strengtheners. And if you need to do half, you just lift the head and keep the foot down, or keep the head down, lift the foot. Lower the head and the foot. Take the right knee over to the right. You're going to hold the knee and then move it in a circle, both directions. Do 3, 4 in one direction, and then switch it up and go opposite. Just moving, yeah, move that hip joint, that ball and circuit joint in its full range of motion. Bring the knee back through center and then switch up. Right leg straight, left leg comes in, interlacing the fingers, pulling the thigh in, and then option to lift the head and lift the right leg, or just lift the head and keep the foot down, or vice versa. But no option not to breathe. Don't hold the breath. Remember that breath is energy. Lower the head and the foot. We're going to guide the left knee over to the left, and same thing, circles both directions. Both directions. You come back through center one more time, lengthen out on the mat, and then flex the feet like you're standing on the ground. Take the arms into a Y shape. Backs of the hands on the ground, palms are up. Let's add a tree pose to this. So there's another hip stretch. Bring the sole of the right foot to the left thigh. And it doesn't matter if the foot's at the knee because we're not putting any weight on the leg. Right hand crosses to the left hip and then the left to right. And just like you're taking off a shirt, come back into that Y shape. And we'll do it again. Right down, left over right. Try and move the arms together to come back into that Y shape. Do one more with the right hand down first, left over right. And then pause, reach, spread the fingers. We're going to switch, straighten right leg, sole of left foot comes in. Just imagine like you're in tree pose, standing on the ground. Left hand first, right over left. 3 times, take the arms out into that Y shape. And then the third time, you'll just pause there, reaching and stretching. And then once you're done, pause, straighten left leg alongside the right. Hold the knees back in. Hold the knees in. Keep the head down. Move a little bit side to side. You could do circle, circle on the mat, the back, putting a little pressure on the back body. Both directions. And you'll come back through center, lifting the head, bringing the nose towards the knee, the chin towards the chest. Lower the head down. Come into a fetal posture on your right side. Stack the hands. Bring some support to the head so you're not straining the neck. Pull the knees and pull the chin in. Just take a few breaths here. This pose, Nancy had joked at the beginning about working on fetal posture, but it's a great posture to renew. That's what it is. It's the posture of renewal. It'll get you energized. Great resting pose. But if you're going to stay here a long time, I tell you to put your block between your knees. I always laugh. My very old dog uses this pose all the time when his their dog cousins come over because they're much younger than him and they run him into the ground. Come up to seated. And right away, we're just going to take a round of boat pose. Plant the feet, walk the feet back, sit up tall, hold. Let's start by holding behind the thighs and kind of puff the chest up, and then lift. Gaze right over the tips of the, well, then don't. Yeah, there you go. Look at it. You did it. And you've really got the advanced version of the pose down because you're smiling. Smiling makes you a seasoned yogi because we don't have to be serious. We can have fun. Cross the legs, cross the legs. And once you do that, it's kind of move so you're on your sit bones. And we're going to bring both arms up on an inhale. Look towards the thumbs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take the hands out to the side, palms slightly forward. And then do the same thing. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We had a workshop this week on functional breathing. Fingers down, which means you're breathing with intention. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And just this little sequence of doing this makes you aware of your breath and connecting your breath in your movement. Fingers down. Inhale one more time. Bring the arms up. This time we're going to add a back bend. Look up and behind. Big, big back bend. Exhale, fold forward. And once you fold forward, hands to the block. And I think, Ann, you had said low back. If you can bring your forearms onto your block, and remember your block has 3 heights, and you pull your face, you pull your chest towards the floor, you're going to feel the stretch in the low back. So functional breathing is breathing with intention. There's different versions of functional breathing. This breath we do in yoga, Ujjayi Pranayama, that 3-part breath, it's one of those forms. So passive breathing is where we just breathe all the time. If not, we're in trouble. But when you breathe with intention, with focus, with function, it can do a lot of things. Come back up. Know which leg's in front if the legs are crossed, and we're going to do another round of boat. Walk the feet back, sit up nice and tall. We're going to take arms out wide, palms are forward, lean back, option to lift the feet. So at the studio where I teach, the air conditioning has been broken for quite some time. Well, I don't have air conditioning at home and I don't have air conditioning at Crescent. So no air conditioning for me was really not a game changer in my life. Plant the feet cross-legged seated the opposite way. But for people who are used to air or need air, if they have health conditions, take the arms out wide, palms down. Drop the fingers down on the exhale. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift, pause here, take a breath. And we're going to twist to the right. Right hand down, grab the knee, shift the gaze over the right shoulder. And Donna can join me in this, right? It's not a big deal not to have air. But we worked on a lot of breath work because you can actually use your breath to cool. Hold this twist a couple more breaths. So you take a breath in through the nose, sigh out the mouth. That's a cooling breath. Keep the twist, bring your face forward, and then see if you can pull your chin towards the chest. There's a lion's breath where you breathe in through the nose, sigh out the mouth, even stick the tongue out, which is pretty weird, but yoga's pretty weird, so we can do it. And you stick that tongue out, it's going to cool you even more. Lift the face, take the arms out wide again, palms down, give yourself a breath in. Exhale, left hand down, grab the knee with the right hand, shift the gaze. There's one that you can go even further, cooling breath, where you have to be genetically gifted like me to do this. Make your tongue into a straw and you breathe in through that straw and breathe out through the straw. It's my only genetic gift I have. Keep the twist, bring your face forward, pull your chin towards your chest. Remember when you were kids and you would do that? Like who could make their tongue into a straw? Who would have known that had purpose? Lift the face, sweep the arms up, draw the arms into a cactus shape. Take a big breath in, twist to the right. Come back through center and then twist to the left. Through center, draw the elbows, shoulder blades together. Take a big breath in. Maybe look up at the ceiling. And then you're going to reach arms up, take that fold again. And again, option is if you can come onto the forearms, you're just adding that little low back stretch, which low back, middle back, upper back, those are three regions that we want to work on each region. We'll come back up, straighten the legs, like Deb's got her legs straight, and just move a little bit. So move so you're on your sit bones, heels down, pull the toes back. We're going to do the first one without the strap. Just see how far you can go. Reach up, fold. Don't round, fold. And if you can hook your toes, hook your toes. If not, fingers on shins. If it's easy to hit the toes, you could bring your hands on the outer part of the feet, thumbs right at the base of the big toe, and fan the feet out. That's pretty intense, but it's a nice way to stretch further if you need it. On the inhale, come back up, grab your strap, hook the feet with the strap, and then you're gonna take a breath, walk towards the feet, close as you can get. Pulling the chest towards the legs, pulling the crown of the head towards the feet. And breathe. Because stretching can be as intense as standing poses. That's when you know you should be doing them. Every time I do a stretch, I'm just like, ooh. Come back up, and we're going to go into a wide V shape. So if you want to move sideways on your mat, you can do that. And once you're there, again, just move a little bit. Take your block, put it out in front. But make sure the heels are down. You're pulling the toes back. Reach the arms up. With that length, fold towards the block. And again, it can be hands on the block, hands on the floor, forearms on the block, forearms on the floor. Just whatever you need. You can always, I think I have an extra block if someone wants two blocks. Couple more breaths here. And just stick with it. Even it should be intense. It shouldn't hurt. If it hurts, you let off a little bit. Since we have no men in the class, I can say this. Come back up. You watch men in class and they're just like torturing themselves in poses. And it's like, if your face looks like that, we need to change it up. Left hand down, reach the right arm up, arch up and over towards the right toes. And you could turn the right hand up like you're holding a big ball. That is true. I used to work with hockey teams, and the boys' hockey teams were hysterical. Come back up, reach up. It was competitive yoga. Left hand down, take the right arm up and over. And if you're doing the opposite side, no worries. We did them both. Palms up, baby, look towards that right arm. You just don't want to lean towards the floor. You're trying to keep length. And you're breathing. Come back up, reach up, and then one more time, fold forward. Fold forward. Yes. Come right back up. We're going to bring the legs back together. We're going to do one more twist here. Right leg straight. Pull the left leg in. So just like we did on our back, but make sure you have about a fist between the foot and the thigh. Left hand will keep the back straight. Wrap the right hand around. Look over the left shoulder. And push the thigh against the stomach. Keep pulling the right toes back. That was good cueing, Nancy. She pulled her toes back. I'm like, oh, I need to do that. Come back through center. Let's do tree pose seated. Sole of foot to thigh. Reach up one more time, fold forward, and then we'll do it standing. By the time we do it standing, it'll be nice and easy. Come Back up, straighten the left leg, right leg comes in. The same thing, just take your fist, make sure you have a little space, give yourself a breath in, right hand down, left arm wraps around, look over right shoulder. We'll come through center, sole of foot to thigh, or can be at the knee. Reach up and we'll hinge, fold on over. Same thing. If you need your strap here, use your strap. But imagine with every breath at length, you're getting a little closer to the foot, even if it's a millimeter. Come back up. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. If anyone needs extra padding, let me know. I know there's someone that usually borrows my knee pads. Who is it? Are you okay? If anyone needs extra padding, let me know. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, or you move the hands forward. You might take pressure off the wrist by moving the hands forward. Back's nice and flat. If you need to skip being on the knees, skip it. And let's take a few rounds of cat cow. Here, try these under your knees. Drop the belly, shift the gaze. Exhale, tuck and round, chin to chest. Pull the spine up. So you're going from the tailbone right to the top of the head. This is another great little flow for energy and a great flow to connect breath and movement. And you come back into neutral table. Bring the big toes together, knees wide. Sink into child's pose. If you pulled the hands back with you, see if you can walk them forward. But you might need a little bend in the elbows. I had a big discovery yesterday. So what made me think about the men is I'm working with a gentleman who I think he said he just turned 72. He's had a lot of injuries, was a construction worker. And he wants to look perfect in every pose. I'm like, well, as long as you're happy knowing that's not going to happen, I will tell you what the traditional pose is, and then we'll make it work for you. And even child's pose. So when I was like demoing child's pose, I realized I cannot extend my arms out and press my palms in and have my elbows off. It hurts. My elbows are always on the mat. That's why we make it work. Yoga works for everybody. Come back up to table pose. And that was your training, right, Darlene, at the studio? The Yoga Works through Liz? Yeah. Right leg out, left arm, spinal balance. And if you need to keep a hand down, keep a hand down, but make sure you're reaching out like you're shaking someone's hand. Keep the thumb towards the ceiling, pinky towards the floor. Let's take 5 full breaths here. Lower the hand, lower the knee. Switch it up, left leg, right arm. Good. Lower the hand, place the knee down, and we're going to curl the toes, lift the hips, come into down dog. We'll take a few extra breaths here in down dog. You want to push your chest towards your thigh, so you look like an upside down V. And spread the fingers, press the palms in. Try not to lock the elbows. So besides this being an inversion, it's a stretch for your whole back body. And traditionally, you look between the thighs. That could be too much. So then you look at the center of the mat. Come back down onto the hands and knees, table pose. And then once you're there, walk forward, the hands forward. Don't move the knees, don't move the hips. Come down onto the forearms. Pull your face, pull your chest towards the floor. You're in puppy pose. So another low back bend. In a puppy pose, you could slide the arms straight. That might be way too much for the shoulders. Bring yourself back to table. We're going to bring the shins and knees together, hips to heels. Top of the head is either on the mat or put it on the block. If it's a strain to bring the head all the way to the floor, put the top of the head on your block. So just a total rounding of the spine. Basically what we did when we were on our back and we pulled our knees in. Come up to table pose. And then once again, down dog. From down dog, shift to plank pose. And these are always an option. So same thing like down dog. You have a little bend in the elbows. Look at the frontage of the mat. And you are breathing as you hold this pose. Very nice. We're all going to come onto our knees, uncurl the toes, slowly bring yourself onto your belly. And then once you're there, adjust so you either have the chin or the forehead on the mat. Bring arms beside you, palms are up. Right alongside the body, yep. Keep the legs down to start with. We're going to lift the head, lift the shoulders, maybe lift the chest. Lower back down. Lift up again. Lower down. If you want to add the legs, do the same thing. Lift the head, lift the shoulders, lift the legs. Lifting the chest. Lower down. We're going to do one more. This time you could lift the upper body, you could lift the legs, you could lift the arms higher than the back. And breathe, hold it for 3, 2, 1. Nice. Come down. Once you're down, stack the hands, turn the face left. Bring your right knee into half frog. Knee in line with the hip, ankle in line with the knee. You could rest your hands underneath your right side of the face, or you could take the arms out wide, palms down, and the face is on the mat. Take this pose on the opposite side. So we'll turn the face to the right, left knee comes up, flex the foot. And then you're gonna straighten the left leg. Push back to turtle shell again. One more turtle shell here. Yes. And if you want, you can move, put some pressure on the belly. We did this with the back. I'll do it with the stomach. Table pose. And then one more time, come into down dog. Good. Work your way into a forward fold. So it doesn't matter if you walk feet to hands or hands to feet, or kind of do a little of both. Once you're in your fold, lift up enough the arms hang. And you're going to circle the arms in a few times. Circle them out. Give yourself a breath and lift up, peek forward. The back's nice and flat. Fold back in. Sit to chair pose, fierce pose. Then come right on up to mountain pose. Hands to heart centers. Do a few half sun A's. Arms up on an inhale. We'll grab left wrist, extend right. Through center, switch it up. Grab the right wrist, take it left. Oh, Donna, you're back to being the virtual yoga star. Come through center. Take a big back bend. Exhale, fold. Breath in, lift up, peek forward. Fold back in, sit into chair pose. And then you'll come right on up, mountain pose. Hands to heart center. We'll keep going. Arms up on inhale. This time, grab left wrist, Step left toes to the side, extend right, and then you can lift the left foot, flex the foot. Flexing the foot is going to strengthen the outer part of that left hip. We want to strengthen, we want to stretch. Lower left foot down, switching. We'll take right foot to the side, grab right wrist, extending left, and then you'll lift and you'll flex. And you're balancing. Plant the foot. Let's add a big, big back bend. See how far you can look at the ceiling behind you. Exhale, fold. Take a breath in, lift up, peek forward. Fold back in, maybe brush fingertips on floor to get really low in chair and bring the arms up. Mountain pose. Hands come to heart center. Bring the arms into a cactus shape, spread the fingers. Take a breath in. And again, we'll twist right. Move from the waist up. So if the hips, knees are moving right, let up a bit. Come back through center. Twist to the left. And then you'll come through center. Draw the elbows, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Take another big back opener, a big chest opener. Reach the arms up. Fold forward. As you lift halfway, see if you can bring the arms out like their wings, palms are down, maybe even peek forward. Fold back in and you're in chair pose one more time. Stay in chair, open arm twist to the right, look towards right thumb. Come through center, left side as you exhale. Nice, back through center, mountain pose. Hands come to heart center. We're gonna step wide on the mat facing the lake or facing the right side if you're at home. Arms out wide, palms are down. If you can get the stance so that ankles are under the wrist, do that. If not, no worries. It's just a nice place to work too. Turn the right toes towards the back edge of the mat. Let's lunge into warrior two. That left big toe should point slightly towards the left front corner of the mat. Yeah, just to give you a little foundation here. Look at the right middle finger. Reverse it. Left hand down. Take the right arm up and over. Reverse warrior. Open back up into warrior two. Straighten the front leg. We're going to go into triangle pose. Right hand down. Reach the left arm up. Just try not to lean towards the floor. Keep the back nice and straight, nice and strong. And you can always put left hand on the hip if lifting that arm up is not what your shoulder needs to do. Come back up on an inhale. Adjust so the toes are all facing the back edge of the mat. The right foot's in front, left foot's in back. Put the hands on the hips and kind of move the hips so they're lining up with the back edge of the mat. Reach the arms up. Fold forward. And fingers on the shins wherever they go. If they reach the foot or the floor, you can do that too. Take a breath in, lift up, peek forward. Fold back in. And then see if you can lift the back leg, the left leg, so you're in standing splits, which means you're going to put your hands on your floor or on the floor. I can get you your block if you need it. You might have a bend in the knee. Nice. Lower the left foot next to the right. Forward fold. And once you're there, grab opposite elbows. Get the crown of the head a little closer to the floor here. So big, big bend in the knees. If you need to skip forward folds because it makes you a little dizzy, just come up into mountain pose. You can skip it. And we're going to come up to mountain pose now. Close it out, hands at heart center. We'll take this around the opposite side. So step wide, the same direction you were. If you want to scoot your block to the top, if you need it, you can do that. That would have been better cueing the first time around, but take the arms out wide, but I didn't do it. Turn the left toes towards the front edge of the mat. Warrior two. And again, you can adjust that back foot, slight angle, arms are wide, palms down. So even though you're lunging into the left leg, that right leg is rooting you in. So both legs are working. And of course, so are your arms. If we stayed here long enough, your arms would not be happy with you. Reverse it. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Reverse it. So go backwards, Nancy. Go towards the harbor. No, that's okay. You were inside anyway. Then you have to really listen. Arms out wide, palms down, straight in the front leg. Triangle pose. Left hand down. Reach the right arm up. You're going to come back up and inhale. Adjust left foot in front, right foot in back. Hands on the hips. So you're moving those hips. Both feet are rooted in. You're not clenching the toes. Reach up, hinge and fold. Fold over that front leg. And you can always take a breath in, lift up, peek forward, and then fold in deeper. Again, put your hands, shins, floor, block, whatever you need to do. And then option to lift the right leg, standing splits. Left foot next to right. Just root and rise right on up to mountain pose. Hands to heart center. We're going to do tree pose on both sides. So make sure you have that foundation and try and do it like you did it on your back or seated, getting that foot up a little higher. And you might even just take and hold the foot in place. So calf, ankle, thigh, not on the knee. And just take it through on your own. Both sides, do it twice. Because you don't want to put that pressure on your joint. Yeah. Because the idea is you have, if you're pushing your foot against your leg and your leg against your foot, it helps you balance. So if you do that at your knee joint, you could do some damage to your knee joint. We'll have to do that next time there's a full moon. Dance in the moonlight. We usually drink in the moonlight. We forget about dancing. Yeah. We could have a cocktail and dance in the moonlight. And snacks. I'm always a fan of food. Once you're done, we are just coming back to our mat, middle of the mat. But you don't have to be done just because I said that. If you're not done, finish it up. Once you're on your mat, though, bring the soles of feet together. One more little hip stretch. And again, you could walk the hands over. You could just sit where you are. You could put on the knees. Yeah, and if you have another question in class, feel free to ask it. I might not be able to answer it, but I'll come back next week with an answer. Yoga is all, I mean, I kayak and stuff, but I don't lift weights. No, I lift my own body weight, and there's a lot of it. So I'm a hot commodity on a dinghy because I can really level that boat out. Plant the feet, take the arms out in front, and then slowly, slowly come onto your back. Sally's not anymore. She's lost too much weight this year. Once you're on your back, pull the knees in. And just hold the knees in. Move a little side to side. And then what, just like we did at the beginning, take a big inhale. As you sigh out, you are going to be in your final pose, your final place of rest. Shavasana. to bring a little awareness back in. Maybe wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, stretch out long, reawaken the body. That good morning stretch. Hold the knees in, and then come into your left side. Come into fetal posture on the left side. Stack the hands again. Support the head so we don't strain the neck. It's a nice place to notice how you feel after all that work. And you'll work your way to seated, eyes closed, hands at heart center. Together, we'll take a deep inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Awesome work. Namaste. Well, thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Well, thank you. This is being recorded. Now, join us anytime you want, Holly. Yeah, you're welcome to join us. Thanks for bringing all kinds of delightful women. Yeah.
It's an easy sell.
It's a nice setting. Well, enjoy the rest of the day. I'm going to try and scoot out fast because my mom has a doctor's appointment at noon. If you could put tables and chairs back, that would be great. And we'll see you next week. If I don't see you before then, I'll probably see you this weekend. It's going to be a nice weekend. Last, you have to show me or Deb? Did you say Deb?
Okay.
Let's see. This weekend is going to be, very nice. Last one. Yeah, there should be change in there. Oh, bye, Jean.
Bye, Betty Ann. Take care.
Keep me posted on Katie.
Will do. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.